I feel like moving to New Orleans and putting him in school there was a good move for keeping him humble. He's just around a lot of like sweet, nice, normal kids. And also around a lot of kids who get disciplined, may have similar discipline.
She's the boss. It's little Blue Ivy telling her high-powered parents to calm down at the Grammys. It was a hilarious moment as she politely turns to Beyonce and then Jay-Z as if to say, chill out.
Everyone laughs that Blue Ivy runs the show like a tiny CEO barking orders. But honestly, that joke might genuinely be closer to reality than anyone wants to admit. Rumor has it she's quietly morphing into a full-blown Hollywood diva ever since she stole the spotlight on the Cowboy Carter tour, and apparently her extended relatives can barely tolerate the attitude now. That whole moment where Blue refused to remove her sunglasses at the Met Gala, reportedly just a preview compared to how she allegedly orders people around off camera. And while Beyonce and Jay-Z seem happy to spoil their little diva, Solange has reportedly had enough of Blue's chaotic energy. Word is she's warning Bey and Jay-Z to rein it in, especially since they constantly criticize how Jules behaves.
Baby, it's details like that we just gotta make sure it's not gonna distract from how nice everything else is.
You're wasting your time over fingers. You need rest.
So we already know Blue Ivy sits comfortably as pop royalty's reigning princess, and she clearly has zero hesitation ordering her parents around while expecting full compliance. We also watched Blue lean into her so-called manager title during the Cowboy Carter tour, playfully embracing the role on stage more than once. From an outsider's perspective, it's honestly adorable watching Blue Ivy claim her space and command attention from Queen Bey herself whenever she speaks up. And this bold personality isn't new, since fans first noticed her shushing her own parents at the 2018 Grammy Awards. Even Grandma Tina has admitted Blue won't hesitate to call her out the moment she thinks she's stepped out of line. Blue apparently takes it even further, confidently telling her grandmother exactly what she believes she should do, leaving it entirely up to her whether to accept the advice or ignore it.
Every once in a while I'll get a call from Blue and she'll say, Grandma, that's really whack what you just did. That's really whack. You should delete that. Really, you should delete that.
And do you listen?
No. I'm like, girl, I'm on to the next thing.
Sure, but for the people actually stuck living with it around the clock, dealing with a 14-year-old constantly barking orders gets exhausting fast. To really grasp where this attitude comes from, we need to rewind and revisit what Beyonce and Jay-Z themselves admitted about parenting their daughter. Back on Oprah's masterclass, Jay confessed his little girl would always receive the finest of everything, practically guaranteeing she'd become the most spoiled child imaginable. He explained, "I figure I'll blend the lessons my mother taught me with everything I picked up raising my nephews. But honestly, at the end of the day, I already know she's probably going to end up the most spoiled little kid alive." And Jay wasn't exaggerating, because Blue has literally lived like a billionaire heiress since the day she entered the world. Her parents dropped $1.5 million designing her nursery, gifting her a solid gold rocking horse as her very first toy. While she was barely a toddler, Jay-Z spent $1 million yearly just to rent a suite at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, filling it with toys for Blue so he could enjoy games while keeping her close. She reportedly had her own stylist, designer, wardrobe, confidence coach, and bodyguards before she could even speak a sentence. Beyond that, her parents helped her become one of the youngest Grammy winners ever, snagging a win at just 9 years old back in 2021 for her role on Brown Skin Girl. Some might argue there's nothing wrong with Queen Bey and Jay-Z spoiling their daughter, especially given Beyonce's well-known fertility struggles. But according to reports, the Carters reportedly crossed a line, and Solange allegedly views Blue's entire upbringing as a ticking time bomb. Blue is reportedly growing far too comfortable wielding power, especially now that her parents keep pushing her further into the spotlight. It's basically confirmed at this point that Beyonce intends to eventually pass her throne straight to her daughter, and Blue clearly already knows it. She was reportedly issuing serious demands throughout the Cowboy Carter tour, allegedly requesting her own VIP dressing room plus a round-the-clock personal team. She's also allegedly bossing around extended family members whenever she pleases. We've watched countless celebrities get dragged online for letting non-stop fame and praise inflate their egos until they turn arrogant and disrespectful. Just look at James Corden or Ellen DeGeneres for proof. If grown adults can spiral that way, it's not exactly shocking that Blue Ivy might follow suit, especially having been shielded from reality her entire life. And on that note, Matthew Knowles has also publicly criticized her parents for spoiling her at every possible opportunity. Matthew Knowles claimed Blue Ivy could become literally anything she wants, since he's fully ready to buy her way into any career. He said, if Blue Ivy decides she wants to become a doctor someday, they'll simply figure out how to purchase an entire hospital. If she wants to play basketball, I already own a WNBA team, so she'd have a spot waiting. And if she wants to sing, well, she'd be more than thrilled. Then there's Mama Tina, endlessly gushing about how flawless Blue Ivy supposedly is at absolutely everything she touches.
She's a hard worker. She's a little boss already. They call her my manager for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh,
In
yeah,
what way?
all the time. I'm with Blue in Paris, and we go to this play, and I'm sneaking and videotaping, and she's saying, Grandma, you're not supposed to video. And she's always bossing me around.
I love that.
So when literally everyone surrounding her keeps calling her a prodigy, a golden child, insisting she can never do wrong, and then she scrolls online and sees millions gushing over her nonstop, it inevitably inflates her ego and basically gives Blue permission to act untouchable. Even if this was tough to spot before, considering how meticulously the Carters curate their public image, Blue exposed it all at the Met Gala the moment she flatly refused to remove her sunglasses. Sure, ignoring the publicist and stylist requesting she comply is one thing, but Blue Ivy completely brushing off her own father when he approached her was an entirely different level. And Beyonce simply stood there silently beside her, saying absolutely nothing. That's probably because Bey already understood. Blue wasn't going to listen to a single word she said either. Allegedly, this same dynamic has also damaged the relationship between Solange and Beyonce. Solange reportedly feels Beyonce always jumped at the chance to criticize her parenting choices with Jules, yet somehow looks away completely when it comes to Blue. Solange views this double standard as concerning, especially since her niece is still young enough to require proper instruction and guidance. And honestly, the request for her to simply remove her sunglasses was so minor that pushback never should have happened at all. But regardless of Solange's right to voice what she's observed with her niece, the Bayhive absolutely refuses to entertain it, particularly while her own son Jules is out here causing chaos. Solange has always seemed noticeably more grounded and free-spirited compared to Beyonce, openly stating she never hesitates to discipline Jules whenever he crosses a line. She's repeatedly emphasized keeping Jules away from the Hollywood spotlight, teaching him to respect hard work and understand money's true value. But apparently that lesson went in one ear and straight out the other, because Jules constantly seems to land himself in some kind of drama. Just this year alone, he's already faced backlash over a controversial stunt involving the gay community. He also received serious side-eye after publicly revealing his relationship with a 40-year-old former convict who happens to be 2 decades his senior. And nobody's forgotten how he handled his breakup with Sky Jacobson, exposing private text messages between them in a group chat. He claimed she'd cheated during their relationship and insisted the leak was purely revenge. Jules also made humiliating remarks about Sky, bragging about hooking her and then abandoning her entirely. Regardless of whether Solange truly needs to worry about Jules, plenty of people still agree there's genuine merit to her concerns. And honestly, Bey and Jay-Z would be wise to address this now, because the very same internet currently praising Blue could flip against her instantly. The Carters certainly know firsthand that online support is never guaranteed or fair. Ultimately, the blame falls squarely on the parents, not the child, since they're the ones shaping a monster in real time, and hopefully they wake up soon. Children today desperately need to hear the word no far more often than they currently do. That Met Gala moment proved clearly that Blue Ivy doesn't always obey her parents, and that's genuinely troubling, especially when it involves disrespecting her own father. So tell us, do you think this is just typical teenage behavior, or something Bey and Jay-Z should genuinely be worried about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more.